Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be letting my Instagram followers decide what I watch for a week. Today is Wednesday, and of course I'm starting this video in the middle of the week rather than the start of the week. Why do things in the proper manner when you can do them in the improper manner? Anyway, so today is Wednesday and I'm gonna choose like a genre, category, topic for every day, and I'm gonna ask people on my Instagram to recommend movies. So yesterday I put up a story asking for international movies like world cinema, out of which I have chosen to watch a portrait. What is it? A Portrait of Lady on Fire. So I will be back when I watch the movie and have some thoughts on it. Bye. It's been a while. I just finished watching the movie and I definitely went into the movie not knowing what to expect. I was surprised. I think it's a really great movie. The way it sort of explores the dynamic between the two women, how the bond develops, and basically there's this connection. Like, I don't even just want to call it love or anything as simple sounding, but just that passion, that bond that they share. I think that the way it has just been presented is like lovely, and I really liked how the director and the movie is able to sort of create this space where these three women primarily exist, and then like within those limited characters and costumes as well. The costumes are also pretty limited to one costume per character for most of the movie, and we see maybe one or two male characters through the movie, and it's very like female oriented, like female gaze, and that's why I feel like even though a lot of it is sexual, it's in a perspective which is not what would you say, like not derogatory, or like it's sexual but not in a lust kind of way. Like, even though that's there a little bit, but it's not lust. And you also see a very raw, unfiltered version. You see body hair, and even when you see like nude frames, it's not sexual, even though it is sexual. And I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it's not primarily sexual is what I mean. But yeah, I think it's a great movie and I'm glad I watched it. Also, what I was talking about, how the movie sort of creates the world of these two characters. Again, I think they go more like micro than macro while creating that, and that's one of my favorite things to watch in movies when it's done well. They create sort of these things that they share in common, like the music, the orchestra, the art, the painting. I love those details, and I think that's what makes the movie the movie. Also, I think because it holds the passion that is there between the characters. Hi, today is Tuesday, which is not Tuesday. Today is not Tuesday. Today is Thursday, day 2 of taking this challenge, and I'm having a very slow day. I feel like doing nothing, and I also feel like not doing nothing. This is probably the point of the whole video, because lately I don't even feel like watching anything. But yeah, today's category / genre is Indian regional language film, and since I'm lazy today, just for today, out of all the suggestions I've gotten, I'm gonna go for the short film one. It's a Marathi film called The Kill. Okay, so finally I've watched the movie. As you can see, it is dark now. I kept delaying, and I finally watched it now because I couldn't delay it anymore. It's about this man played by Girish Kulkarni, who is a tribal man, and he's always drinking away and gambling away his wife's hard-earned money, and he himself does not contribute in any way to the household, but he also just goes off to the forest nearby and very like carefully looks at this tiger, who he is called Bala Saheb, which in Marathi is like somebody who's very highly respected, and he looks at the tiger in this like childlike awe and admiration. The conflict sort of comes because of the monetary issues. They're probably in debt, they need the money. The wife does not respect him. He has to choose between the tiger and getting money from letting some hunters take the tiger away. It's very well written and directed, and while I was watching it, because they've gotten all of these shots of the animals, you've gotten the monkeys, the deers, the different animals in the forest, including the tiger. I'm just amazed at how they were able to sort of put it all together, because I'm sure these are shots that are taken in multiple places and then like just edited really well together. This was also my first time watching a movie on Mubi. Now I'm gonna go sleep. Hi, today is day 3 and I ended up taking a break over the weekend, but today's genre is drama / comedy. The one that I've picked to watch is called Jatiratnalu. It's a Telugu language film and I'm excited to check it out because I've heard great things about it. It has Naveen Polishetty. I'll be back. Okay, I just finished watching the movie and I realized while I was watching it that this is the first Telugu movie that I have watched that I remember. So the movie is about these three friends who go from their hometown to Hyderabad in search of finding a better life, finding a job, and then they get into lots of messy situations, and those situations create the comedy in the film. And I'd say the movie is actually quite funny. It's almost like a parody of a lot of real life situations. I think the plus points of the movie are that they have some really good characterization and some really good acting. So those two things together made the movie funny. The only problem I sort of had with the movie was that it was too long. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 4, and today's genre is the most cringy movie you've ever watched. And I got a lot of suggestions for this and it was hard to pick, but I think I've come down to one, which is After 2. Actually, the suggestion was After, and I have watched After and I have read After, and I can tell you it is so cringy. So I thought, why not just choose a known cringy rather than an unknown cringy. You know how like people say known devil? I sort of went along that same route. I personally don't understand how people like it, but it's a very classic example of how bad writing even romance can get, and in turn makes you realize that writing good romance is an art in itself. Okay, so the movie hasn't even started and I'm already cringing because Hardin, the main character of After, has taken this iconic dialogue from Wuthering Heights, whatever our souls are made of, yours and mine are the same, and has pasted it here in this teen cringe drama that this is.
Are made of, hers and mine are the same. A rather pretentious way to open our.
Okay, at least he agrees that it's pretentious.
That's a good question. Piss off. I'm looking for some. Piss off.
Welcome to Vance Publishing. Hi, Kimberly, right?
Is that Candace King? No. You know what I don't like about this movie right off the bat is this, like, I'm so quirky, I'm the quirky girl, I'm like cussing as I'm just entering this elevator with obviously your colleague. Still can't get over the fact that Candace King is in something so cringy and her character is so cringy and makes no sense. I have finished watching the movie. It was ridiculous. It was shitty. It's about two stupid people who should not be together. And I know the whole point of this video is that I talk about those movies that I watch. But I cannot do that. I am too tired for it. Good night. Bye. This is the last day you guys get to choose what I watch. Okay, so I've gotten the suggestions and I've picked one that has been repeated more than once, which is The Shawshank Redemption. This is one of those movies that comes up a lot on those, like, you know, movies that you need to watch, must watch lists. And I've actually not watched a lot of those like classic movies, so I thought, why not, let's watch this one. And what's funny is that, you know, हमेशा वो जब दमशराज खेलता है ना तो वो movie देना होता है, तो I always give The Shawshank Redemption because कैसे कोई act करेगा Shawshank Redemption? It's always impossible, so I love doing that. Oh my god, that was such a good movie. It was brilliant. I totally get why this is one of those movies that people have on their must-watch list and is something that you should watch at least once. It was so good in terms of acting, writing, the themes that it was exploring. So the story is about this guy who goes to prison, gets lifetime imprisonment for murdering his wife and the wife's lover, and this movie basically takes place inside this prison, and he's this person who sort of does things differently, has a different personality and changes things up in the prison. And you'd think that the movie would be really dark because it's literally set in a place where there are criminals, people who have done horrible things, but I think the movie does two things, is that it's actually quite grey and it is exploring a lot of those shades, and actually it's quite funny and it really cracked me up. And I think the most important thing that it did to me was that I was hooked, like I was engaged, I was entertained by it. So it wasn't just like, you know, really serious themes, and sometimes, you know, that can be like, okay, this is really interesting and really intellectual and I'm loving it for that, but it's not really entertaining on like Wednesday night. Oddly enough, I also thought it was a perfect movie to watch in the circumstances that we are living in right now. The situation is so dire outside, we're all staying indoors. under lockdown, and I'm not just saying that as drawing a commonality between a prison and a lockdown that we're going through right now. We're super privileged to be home and safe. But other than that, also the movie talks about hope and having hope, and the way it sort of leaves us is that hope is a great thing to have, possibly one of the best things to have. And on that note,
Get busy living or get busy dying.